And that it is. That it. There it goes. I was stupid for the last part. I did it 4 times, not knowing that you just had to press one button, wait for the thing to go, press the second button. Anyways, I am done. We are done. Deus Ex. Holy shit. Yes. Whoops. Yes. I am happy. Um, didn't think I was actually going to finish it, to be honest, but I wanted to. So my first initial thoughts or review of the game. Yes, I finally finished. Hey Wasteland, how's it going? I'm assuming you're almost done work, or you're on your break. Either that, or um, all right. My review of this part, my quick review. Uh, no, not thinking about anything. Um, this was a much better game than I initially would have thought. I didn't think that this game would have been as in depth, have storytelling that's so well thought out. Your choices matter. You can make your life harder by making the wrong choices. Um, oh yeah, I'm still. I wanted to finish the game. um, I've been streaming for about 4 hours. That's the dedication that I have to this. Um, but yeah, so I wanted to. So Psych is the one that recommended to me this game. So full props to Psychosis. Um, the there is an a stupid amount of things that were taken from this game and ported over to, or they were continued to be used in Human Revolution and with Mankind Divided. Um, the upgrade system, the biocells, um, obviously Human Revolution and Mankind Divided are newer versions of this, but quite honestly, this is pretty good. It's much better than Invisible War, which I played on the original Xbox. At least from what I remember. I haven't played it in about, I don't know, whenever it came out, 15 years? 15, 20 years? Um, I didn't play the revision. I do have it with modified graphics, but I didn't use them by mistake. And you can't, in halfway through the game, use it. So probably next time that I play this will be with the revision pack, which is basically it's an upgrade on the graphics and stuff like that. So um, the one thing I will definitely say is if you plan on playing this game, you need to have the Kentai launcher. If you do not, and you play the game out of the box, either it's Steam or it's through GOG, or you have the original and you want to play it on a new system, you're going to need to have that and modify the system. Because if you do it and you play out of the box, the dialogue doesn't work. It cuts, it's too fast. It's because of the way systems used to work back then. So I strongly suggest if you do that, to get that as well. And another thing as well, and I'm not the only one that had this problem. If you're planning on recording it or streaming it, please adjust your settings for the gamma to be higher. Unfortunately, I only realized that like halfway through my playthrough, because it was really really dark at one point, um, and it was really dark when for the viewers. Now I'm playing it and it shows pretty well, and I have to admit that it's really cool. The if once you get everything working, it's pretty fine. Um, you're gonna have to remap the keys for sure. The keys are a little bit archaic. If you're used to WASD, that's fine, but there's a few random commands like zooming on a thing is like a square bracket. Why is it that? It should be better suited on the keyboard, so you can press it a little bit better. But then again, this came out in 2000. Keyboards were slightly different, but at the same time, I mean, I'm sure in today's day and age, you're going to probably adjust the keyboard settings. But take and another thing, actually, with just the game itself, there's a lot of times where it crashed, or it took a lot of times for me to get into the different menus, especially the main, well, not the main menu to save. That took a little bit of time, but the majority of the time it was the main menu where you have your inventory and stuff. That's just um, um, it's just way buggy. And I don't know if that's the original game, my computer. I don't know, but it is what it is. Now, taking the technology away from it, this is a spectacular game, and I'm not a big proponent of redoing games, like Resident Evil 2 or whatever. Not a reboot, just a reimagining of the game. I would love for Eidos Montreal, and I know they're going. I don't even know if they're going to do another Deus Ex. Obviously, they've mentioned that been put on the back burner. But I would love to see this game in um, in the way that we know Deus Ex today. The same way as with Jensen stuff. In the history, in the storytelling, technically speaking, Human Revolution and Mankind Divided are prequels. Then there's Deus Ex, and Invisible War is 20 years after this one. Um, so that's the story. Um, but it would be nice, and I would like it for them to continue and go jump those ones, right? But before you jump, um, you remake Invisible War, and you remake, well, no remake, but you reimagine Invisible War, which would desperately be needed. It's not that great. I think it was dumbed down a lot, and um, and I think fans realized it. That's why it wasn't as popular, because it was the first one on console, and I think this one got released on the PlayStation 2 as something else. It was renamed as something else, but it got released on PlayStation 2. But I don't own that, and I never had a PS2. I know, blasphemy. Um, so from that perspective, it's really cool. The story is insanely good, and you have to think about and just to think, because I actually read up on this. The actual world itself, they didn't have the technology to do what they wanted to do. They wanted to make this like two, three, four times the size that it is right now. The game that it is right now, with a lot more in-depth things, RPG elements, and a lot of stuff. And to be quite honest, in terms of how the story is built, it's an action RPG, and the way the story is built, I don't remember a lot of games, even PC games, back in 2000. Well, exactly. It was very ahead of its time. And imagine, they didn't even get to do what they wanted to do with this. And it would be super awesome if they can get the original creators of this game, this version of Deus Ex, and have them, you know, have them like do it in what they wanted to do initially, because the technology is there now. Either it's on console, on PC. There's no more restrictions, not anymore. With 4K, with everything that comes out, there's zero restrictions. Especially with if you consider the Xbox Series X or the PlayStation 5. I mean, people are arguing with teraflops and shit. Who gives a crap, right? Um, it was really ahead of its time, and I don't remember any game around 2000 in terms of PC. And I wasn't a PC gamer at that point. I kind of had let the PC go a little bit, because at that time, anywhere in the late 90s, if you bought a PC 6 months later, it was obsolete. Parts weren't as easy to be interchangeable and stuff like that. Upgrading wasn't as easy, um, and I just don't remember Sorry for yawning as much. Um, I don't remember a game that was this good back then, console or PC. Took me because I already had started this game, but well, not started. I was at a buddy's house and we had started the intro, and I hadn't really thought about it. I saw a few videos here and there, but I never really played it. And it took me 20 years. This came out in 2000, and I'm finishing it on January 1st, 2020, and it's 20 years almost. 20 years that this game was released, and it's. I mean, Psych. I have to say thank you so much for um, for recommending me this game and to playing this game. So far, whatever you guys have recommended to play, I've really loved. Bioshock is one of them, which I'm going to probably play the next ones later on. I played Bioshock 1. I'm probably going to play 2 and Infinite. And now Deus Ex, which is a recommendation as well. And I loved it. Um, it's really good. It's really awesome. I have nothing to say. This is really cool. I don't. And the good thing about this game, and it's really cool, and Psych, I know that um, yeah, Bioshock is amazing. Um, and the thing that's really cool about Psych is that he's played it or he's watched videos about it, so he kind of knew the game really really well, and he was watching. And to be honest, he's pretty much been here every night that I streamed this, which is basically my 15th day that I'm streaming it. Um, he's been here most of the time, and he was watching me play it through the eyes of somebody that's never really played it. It was a blind playthrough. I hadn't looked. There's one part that I cheated, and that's because the game bugged on me. There was an area where the door wasn't supposed to close, and it did, and I was stuck in a room. Impossible for me to open it. So that was a bug in the game, and I used a cheat for that. But everything else, I didn't cheat. I didn't look at anything online. I didn't look at the story. I didn't know where the story was going to get me. Um, it was really interesting, and it was like me playing it for the first time, and you guys saw me play it for the first time. And I know that sometimes it was very frustrating to watch because you do the same area over and over and over again. But that's how it is when you play something for the first time, right? A lot of the people that I've seen playing Deus Ex, um, they played it millions of times before. So they go through it like it's nobody's business. They know exactly where everything is. They know what the settings they want, what OGs to get. Um, I just didn't have that luxury, and in a way, sometimes I paid the price for it, right? Um, there's a few OGs I would have probably preferred over the ones that I chose. I probably would have done stuff in the storyline a little bit different. Um, I'm not gonna divulge anything in case you guys want to play it. For those who haven't played it, um, yeah, I'm just I'm I would say this is one of the best games, and you know, I haven't been I haven't hidden the fact that I'm a big Deus Ex fan. Human Revolution, Mankind Divided. I had a lot of fun playing those games. A lot of people had um, a lot of people had differing opinions. Like Mankind Divided wasn't as good as Human Revolution because of X, Y, and Z, whatever. But I truly enjoyed them. I liked the fact, and especially the DLC. Um, the DLC for Mankind Divided, Your Criminal Past, is really freaking good. I loved it. And it actually was a DLC which was worth playing. It wasn't to the level of Blood and Wine from Witcher 3, but it's up there for me. It was really cool. System Shift, which was the other DLC, wasn't as great. In fact, it looked like it was in the game. They removed it just so that it could be a DLC. But A Criminal Past was a story on its own. It wasn't part of the game. It was before the game, really. Um, and it was really, really fun to play. So I've been a big fan of Deus Ex. And now I've played the original, the one that started it all, and I'm really, really happy. Um, I've played New Vegas. I haven't streamed it. Um, but the thing about New Vegas is I played it, and it's a long, long game, and I don't know if I want to play that long of a game. The next one I'm planning that's going to be huge is going to be Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk is going to be epic. Oh, for sure. I mean, I've played Fallout 3. I played Fallout 4. I played Fallout 76. I have played um, New Vegas on PC. I was playing with cheats, I think, because I just wanted to get through the storyline and getting through different factions and stuff. Um, but yeah, I haven't. I know the story a little too well, and it's not fun for me to replay that game. At least for me. Maybe it's one of those. Fallout is one of those things that I get the itch ever so often. Although 76 left me such a bad taste in my mouth. Um, I was looking forward to Wastelanders and private servers, and the private servers are not private servers, and they're not what I thought they would be. Bit of false advertising there, and they just pushed stuff till the new year. And you know what? I had enough of Fallout 76. I just can't get into it. Some people are having fun. There's people that they've been building characters for like 2 years. They freaking build a character and then they start over again and they build another character. The fact that it's playing survival mode, I don't like. The fact that um, there's no NPCs, to me, you followed Confessions. I, I love Fallout. Don't get me wrong. My personal favorite is Fallout 3. I love Fallout 3. I love Fallout New Vegas. I loved when I played it. I loved Fallout. I liked Fallout 4. Yeah, the game itself was a little bit buggy, but the fact that there's a lot of mods and stuff that were released, it's epic and it's amazing. No problem there. But I don't. Fallout 76 for me has just not worked, and I don't know if they're going to do a Fallout 5 anytime soon. I have a feeling they're going to focus on Skyrim, the next Skyrim, or Elder Scrolls. They're going to focus, and I hope it's not multiplayer. For the love of God, I hope it's not. Um, I don't know what I'm going to be playing next, to be honest. It'll probably be something on Game Pass. Um, I don't know if Witcher 3 on Game Pass is the Game of the Year edition, because I wouldn't mind playing that with my character that I have, because I don't actually have the DLCs. I never bought them. I just have the base game. I have the physical copy. So yeah. Um, yeah, I don't know what I'm going to be playing next. Maybe it's going to be another PC game. Maybe it'll be another Xbox game. Um, a lot of people are talking Gears is good. Um, maybe Bioshock. Start up Bioshock again. Bioshock 2. That was fun. A little bit short, but really fun. I don't know what I'm going to be doing. Hey, CoinOp, thank you for the host. I guess he streamed and then he stopped again. um, yeah, and to get back to Deus Ex, I've really, not to sound like a broken record, really, really worth it to play it. If you haven't, there's a lot of twists and turns. If you're a fan of System Shock or a fan of Half Life, those types of games from that era, you will love Deus Ex. It's one of the few games where the bugs, even though there were many, didn't discourage me from continuing the game because I really like the story. And it's really cool. It really surprised me. So that's my mini review in a microcosm